Hello. Hi everyone. Is this working okay? Can you see me and hear me and everything? Am I in the right position? Am I too high up? Am I too low down? We'll work it out, won't we? So, the recent patrons thing has changed. That isn't right. Anyway, thank you everyone for being patrons. But yeah, they were different names a second ago. Hey, as long as we're all here and everything's working, I see the chat's popped up. Hey everyone, audio and video fine, brilliant. Hey James, hey Monica. Sorry we missed you at the Expo, James. Are you going to GradCon? That is our next convention, I think. Hopefully, if you are going, we can spot you there. More about the Expo later on. So, games of the month. Which month? May. Let's have a look at what's happened in May. The playthroughs that happened, and kind of June as well, because we talk about the UK Games Expo. Rather than wait a month to talk about it, let's talk about the things that we played now, a few days on, where I'm sure I've already forgotten a load already. So if I can get my pictures up, let's have a look at playthroughs. So May, a lot of big playthroughs in May, I think. So first of all, Euthia Fierce Powers, unfortunately, got cancelled, and the publisher is like no more, heartbreakingly. I hope that in some form it comes back in some way, but for now we have the memories of an enormous solo playthrough that happened. There we go, remembered the buttons turning around. We had a huge playthrough as well of The Colonists in my kind of look back for the anniversary of the channel. Really wanted to revisit Colonists, saw that it had a solo specific scenario to play. Really great game, really fun solo scenario as well. Just the age-old problem of it's an enormous game that demands a huge amount of your time and table as well. But yeah, it's good to go back to, and one that I'm glad that I've still got, but it's probably going to be a while until it gets played again. Hey Frederick, Marty is, well, someone can say in the chat what if he's in a huff or not, but he is not in here. I'm hoping it's not going to be it for the summer. That usually he's kind of chilling downstairs or somewhere in the summer where it's a bit cooler. For now, he's just curled up downstairs where he's been all day. Unfortunately, I can't coax him back up here. Hopefully, I should get some treats or something to bring him up here. I'll see if I can attract his attention. Oh, the mute the mic button didn't work. Some loud shouting and cat noises. See if I can entice him up here. Marty is currently in a huff. Thanks, James. We had Mystic Vale Nemesis. Added a solo mode of playing where we can, you can use all your Mystic Vale stuff, but fight against this Nemesis now. It works really well. I kind of preferred the multiplayer still, but hey, the solo video is there to see, and maybe we'll come back to a different Nemesis in future. Next up, oh yeah, me and Paul from Gaming Rules joined forces for some Star Trek Super Skill Pinball. Paul got a super secret super skill package with, hey, these aren't the right boards. These are the boards that are meant to be in my my normal box. So the Star Trek ones are in the box. Anyway, yeah, there's a load of Star Trek themed things. I admit that I'm kind of clueless. I haven't seen much Star Trek, not from like any dislike. I just haven't watched it. So Paul was walking me through all of the references and tricks and things. But aside from all of that, it's a really great Super Skill Pinball game. If you love Super Skill Pinball, like me, you'll probably like all of that stuff. Are early doing Aircon and UK Games Expo? Hopefully, we'll be doing next Aircon. I'm sure we will be doing next UK Games Expo, maybe in a little bit of a different way. But we'll see what happens. Emergence of the Dark Road, we nearly picked that up. That should be in the vote, actually. I've put in the playthrough vote that we'll get to. I've put in some options of things I haven't picked up yet, but are you interested in them and should I pick them up? Carnegie is one of those things. So Merchants of the Dark Road should be one because I was intrigued from looking at it at the Expo. And I've been intrigued just from the name earlier on. Hey Moran, how's it going? Hi to Serbia. Hi from the Midlands. Spirits of the Forest. I need to grab that. Free, yeah. Any food in here would attract Marty up here. But unfortunately, he's got a whole luxury chair and blanket combo going on. He's got a whole camera pointing at him. What more does he want? Hey, we'll get him back up here at some point. Hey, Amy. Ellen's watching. Hi, Ellen. I hope you're enjoying this board game update. Did you... Oh, James, you tried to learn how to play Switch and Signal. Hey, watch my playthrough. Hopefully that is more clear than the rules. I can't remember now. I enjoyed it. Yes, James. First Rat and Living Forest. Your suggestions are in the vote. Hey, that's spoilers for the vote. I will carry on with May. Yes, Bard Song. More big, epic, confusing playthroughs. It's a dungeon crawl. It's got kind of an ongoing story thing where you shuffle new cards into decks. We are rolling dice. It's a more kind of simplified combat system that it's based more, more D&D style. That most of the things are based on D20s and beating certain numbers. And then we had Viticulture World, which I think is just arriving now. If you pre-ordered it, it's out in the wild, and if you're on Patreon, you can see an extra playthrough of it now, and it'll be on the channel at some point, I think later this week, maybe next week. But Rach and I did a first look with the kind of introductory country. This is a Viticulture winemaking Euro worker placement game. It's brilliant. Viticulture World is an expansion for it, so you need the base game, but it makes it all cooperative, and who doesn't love co-ops? It's brilliant. Yeah, it helps if it helps if viticulture is a big plus for you already, and that you like it when Euros you love go co-op. Like Orleans. Maybe we'll do Orleans at some point. I think I did solo once though, way back in the day. Then there was, yes, we're still going, Scythe. So another revisit. Going back to the anniversary vote, Scythe was kind of one of the first, I think probably 10 playthroughs, something like that. I made some mistakes in it and kind of like moved Scythe on and didn't play it for like 5 years. I got intrigued. I got it back. I played loads of Scythe. I really loved going back to only the solo mode. Hey, multiplayer is kind of, it's not really that confrontational either. It's low down. There's kind of the threat of combat rather than actual fighting constantly. But hey, the solo mode is fantastic, and there will be some kind of Rise of Fenris, which is a campaign-based expansion that came out. That got good votes last month. I got it, and that's going to be the next thing I try and film, I think. Where did Marty get his name? It's a combination of Marty Hopkirk from Randall and Hopkirk deceased, but the easier sell, especially to Rach, on why we should have this name is Marty McFly. But I'm really thinking, yeah, you could go for Jeff Randall, but Vic Reeves was Marty Hopkirk. It's always my jam. Next up, oh, look at that guy, is Everybody Lies, the detective Batman game. If you enjoyed the detective system, here is more of that. If you haven't played it yet, but you really like Batman, here's a detective game. You don't get to be Batman, you are surrounding characters, because it would probably be too easy. Batman would just solve it, or use one of his gadgets to sort it all out. You are, like Vicky Vale and Selena Kyle, Harvey Bullock. You are the characters surrounding it, trying to solve these mysteries while Batman does other things. Hey, he's involved, you encounter him. But yeah, it's drawing cards, it's following leads, it's using the website to look up files. I can't really say much, so rather than a playthrough, this is the first impressions of what we thought of playing it. But hey, there is that's available now as well. Maybe you picked it up at the UK Games Expo. I finally got around to Three Sisters after I feel like talking about it for ages and ages. Yeah, really, really enjoyed it as well. It was just the first game. I think I did okay. I didn't do amazingly, but a really good roll and write kind of, not kind of Hadrian's Wall hour-long style, but a bigger, probably like 30-minute roll and write experience. Really cool. I recommend it. I'm looking forward to Motor City as well. Then we had Trailblazer, which I think is just about on Kickstarter still. I think so. Yeah, really, really enjoyed that. And you can see it's a two-player one with me and Little Glass Marty, and you can see who is better at climbing mountains and hiking and stuff. There he is, make a little appearance in the recap. Then we have Sentinels of the Multiverse, a another deck building game. We have separate decks according to the superheroes that we are playing. There are superhero decks, there are environment decks, there are bad guy decks, nemesis decks. Between the combination of those things, there are so many different options that you can play a game of Sentinels with. You can play it solo, but I think it's like a 3-hero minimum. So if you're solo, you need to be taking control of 3 characters in 2 players. Someone at least needs to double up. And yeah, that was quite manageable actually. We had it way back in the day, and it's still got a bit of fiddliness. I wouldn't say we're experienced enough to kind of say the experience overall based on the original, because it was quite a few years ago. But just based on this new one, I really enjoyed playing it. I've kept it. Hopefully we'll get to play through another scenario of it, because I kind of picked easier ones, and I won't say if I won or not. I kind of picked easier ones though. Maybe we'll pick some more intricate things, more difficult things to get to grips with. Not that the game difficulty is necessarily more difficult, but heroes have, more text, more elaborate specialties. And then I think this is the very last one. So Dice Theme Park, a UK Games Expo special, got a solo playthrough. There is the official rules video that I've done and almost finished. It just needs kind of final approval and stuff, crossing the T's and dotting the lowercase J's, and then that will be up as well. As is its kind of sibling game. Not really, it's just from the same publisher and the Kickstarters delivered together. But Eternal Palace, that's a June kind of thing, but there's a playthrough for that as well, and a how to play coming very soon too. But that, I think, is May, and then it's going to start cutting to pictures of things from the UK Games Expo. Yeah, thanks Monica for getting me through Three Sisters. I was just starting a Hadrian's Wall campaign. Oh, I hope you do well. I really struggled in the beginning, but now I think we're getting some momentum going. I think what's this one? We're doing one on Thursday night. I think that's number 9. And I'm on a bit of a streak at the moment. I hope I can keep that going. James, you got 10 games from the Expo. What did you get? I'm intrigued. We got some things, mainly quite small things. I think we only came back with like 3-4 games, which is a lot less than we went with. Done well at kind of clearing some space that, the way things have gone in the past will instantly get filled, but hopefully not. Right, so the UK Games Expo. Hey, that happened. It was very, very busy, and there was a lot going on, but we did manage to sit down and play some games and see some people. Hi, if we saw you there. Hi, if we didn't as well. I'm sorry we missed you. Felt like we were about a lot. 2 of the 3 days anyway. Is it? Yes, it is. So we played, well, we had a kind of sample of a game of 11, the Football Manager board game from Portal, which, I don't care about football. I would say I dislike football. I really, really don't like football. I used to play Football Manager games though on the computer, and really this is a kind of sneaky. It's definitely football themed. There are definitely football matches and things that happen in it. You are, buying staff. You have a stadium. You are hiring and training players. But it is, as Joanna, who was demoing it to us, said, it's kind of an economic thing that you have all of these tracks of resources, including, money and fans and stuff like that. And you are trying to figure out how best to spend all of that to try and win matches, most of all, but you need to keep all of this stuff going. You need to build combos. You need to build an engine with all of this stuff. So, yeah, we played through a couple of weeks of it. You can see on it's kind of cut the photos off at the side. But yeah, you've got a team that you put out. You have these little cards of players that can get trained and improve their stats. They've got special abilities that can be activated. There's a nice kind of resolution thing. You see there's a card that says the team that you're playing. One side it says their kind of information of, they like to attack from this area. They'll probably play in this formation. But there are multiple cards that team uses. The other side is different on their multiple cards, so you don't know exactly how they're going to go. And there's a kind of comparison thing. It's a really quick thing to resolve the match. You just go through the players and, he was attacking and no one was defending there, so they score. Okay, there was an attack and a defense, but the numbers, okay, the attacker had a higher number, so they win. Yeah, there's more involved. You can make decisions based on what you think might happen. But yeah, it's you work out the score from that match and go up the league, and you play through 6 weeks, so you'll have 6 matches, and it's whoever can get highest in the league in that time. On top of all of this stuff, and that's just kind of components just from the base game, I think. There's a picture of all of the expansion things. There's like 5 expansions for it, adding like loads of events. There's a mode where the players can play against each other in a kind of tournament mode. Usually you will you just play against these cards, these kind of AI teams, but there is a way where you can play against your fellow players too. There's a solo mode that takes you through a whole story over multiple seasons. There's like event cards that can get added. Yeah, I really enjoyed the demo that we had, and hopefully I'll get my hands on a copy for some proper playing through, and yeah, maybe we'll crack into that story mode. Starship Captains is the big CGE game of the year, and it's coming out around Essen time, I think. Well, Essen it'll be coming out at. It is designed by Peter Hofgaard, who you might recognise as the leader, the runner of Tabletop Together, and you may well have used his Tabletop Together tool for organising what you're after at conventions. We worked together before, when I used to make a list for the UK Games Expo, and his tool incorporated things on that. But hey, this is about the game that he's designed. It's rotated my pictures. Why, Streamlabs? Why have you rotated my pictures? We are Starship Captains. This is our starship. You have minis of different colours representing the different specialties of your staff. When you spend them to go on the various rooms on your starship, they go into this queue, and a nice little physical part of it is when you go for a new round, you push all of your minis out into the main lobby area. The last 3 that you use, though, don't come out, so you've got to plan the kind of order of your actions, as well as everyone else is doing stuff out on the main board, and you don't want to lose out. You have to think about, the last 3 workers I use aren't coming back next round, so which 3 can I do without? There is a giant 3D printed robot. I don't think it comes with the game, but it was cool. The board itself, there are planets, there are space stations. Planets might have missions on that want you to have certain colours of crew to go out. You'll get different rewards based on which crew you did. You can just do it with none if you just want the card with its points, but you want to spend certain staff members, so you'll get the juicy bonuses. There are robots will help you with the missions, but nothing else. There are artifacts that you can gain from various ways, but you can fight pirates. They will do damage to you. You will gain damage in many ways as well. Even also, if you try and avoid the pirates, you'll take damage. But you can get artifacts which can be used to do extra actions, but not help in your missions. There are tracks to go up. Where'd the rest of my pictures gone? There are tracks to go up where you can... Can I go back a picture in this? Yeah, there are tracks to go up where you make friends with various factions, getting bonuses as you go up the tracks, and eventually triggering cards that will positively or negatively affect all of the players. Like, there were ways of putting putting kind of artifacts out on all of the locations of the board, and the first person to go there gets them. Or one of them that was on the pirates track gave a damage to every ship, and depending on when that happens, it happened to us right at the end of the game, and damage is negative points, so it's you can kind of use that if you want to intentionally kind of trigger all of this stuff, but generally you're not fighting each other, you're fighting pirates and stuff, and completing missions. It was incredibly fun. We played through a whole game of that, and I'd say it was just a demo, but a 3-player game we played. It was about an hour. I wouldn't say much longer than an hour. It was really enjoyable. And yeah, really looking forward to the final thing, because it was still a prototype. It's still being tweaked and stuff. I am trying to find out why my pictures, while still talking about this other thing, try and make the pictures come back, because for some reason we've cycled back to Euthia. Hello? How long's the sound been off? Has the sound just been off while I messed with the pictures? I don't know why that happened either. You didn't miss anything that I was saying, did you? Apart from me moaning that this wasn't working. I don't know why it didn't work. Did you miss me talking about a game? Or was it just when I was trying to get the pictures? When the pictures were all rolling by? As soon as the pictures came back. Okay, that's okay then. So I will... We've talked about Starship Captains. Great. Check it out. Because apparently we've now found out that these slideshows have a slide limit, and I've apparently gone well beyond them. Solar Sphere, it is a kind of sequel, spiritual sequel to Solar Storm, but this is a competitive game. We need to make a Dyson sphere around this planet to harness its energy. It is a dice placement game. You are rolling dice on your board. If you roll a load of low numbers, they might not necessarily be as useful to you, so you get this morale, which is a lovely resource that you can spend. You can move your morale tracker down to the last spanner on your track, and you get to take a bonus action, take a resource, add more cubes to your available pile, or slide 2 cubes back to your available pile from your spent pile. And depending on where your sun marker is, you can double up on that. It's a really nice little trick, you know, something that I love in, say, the Gallerist, you know, the reputation in that way. You can get discounts on the things that you're doing by moving your reputation marker down to the next pound. It's a really nice system in there. And yeah, so out on the board, there are opportunities to hire characters with permanent powers. There are spots at the bottom there to go and get resources. There are spots on the right where there are pirates coming. There are missions to complete on there. You can send your cubes over there, and we roll a die at the end of the round to see if you've put enough cubes on there to stop it. But other people can contribute as well, and depending on how, you know, who contributed the majority gets the most points and takes the card. There's some set collection between that and the characters that you are hiring, and the spots on the board that you're claiming as well. You're doing construction on there. There is a card that I think Aiden is pointing at in that picture that gives you a little kind of configuration. There are spaces with stars on the main board, and if you build in those, you get a load of extra points. The spaces on the board themselves have got symbols as well that help you with set collection. All of the worker placement spots, the dice placement spots around the board, give you an option to, rather than take the action, would you rather put a cube down? You don't get anything yet, but every time you come to this action in the future, you can do it twice as well, which is a really nice decision, especially early on when you don't get to do very much. You're kind of, you know, you're spending a lot of your turns in the very beginning getting nothing if you're putting these cubes down, but later on you'll get loads of double ups and stuff. Yeah, I think we played about half a game in a demo with this. And yeah, really enjoyed it. I will be doing when... Ooh, spoiler for the next thing. I will be doing, I think around July time? August time? I think July. Whenever the final versions are produced and shipped over, I'm going to be doing the rules video for this. And I think, like I've done with Dice Theme Park and Eternal Palace, if I'm doing the rules video and it's out anyway, we might as well have a playthrough, hadn't we? So yeah, that's going to be coming up. Wonderbook, that, hey, spoilers, if you've already seen the vote, you've been spoiled on this. Wonderbook is a game from UKGE, and this is a cooperative adventure game, a cooperative dungeon crawl that is kind of based on this great big pop-up book, the Wonderbook itself, which is a board that we play on. And you can see a bit of a spoiler in the corner there, a pop-up dragon. This is a adventure dungeon crawly kind of game. I want to say kind of more towards like families could play this, children could play this, but the two adults, me and Rach, that played it, really enjoyed it. It is, you know, we played the tutorial scenario, which is introducing things bit by bit. You know, you use the back of the book for this map. You are roaming around fighting these little creatures that are coming out of the void in the middle, and there's a deck that's telling you the story of where you are and why you need to be there, and it's introducing rules, but also elements to this. You know, it's just a basic kind of circular room at the start with a load of things that you don't interact with, but gradually, you know, cards might be put down that make a bridge to an area you couldn't get before. It's a really cool system of giving you choices of adding more things in there without, you know, needing tons of boards and extras in there. I've got a review copy of this, so yeah, hopefully we'll be seeing a playthrough. Hey, how soon is based on the votes, but I can tell you now it will include some story time with Rach. I have actually got somewhere, not everything would come off my phone, but we have got some story time with Rach footage where Rach was reading out all of the story of chapter 1 here. And yeah, the very end of chapter 1 was opening. You can see it in like publicity pictures and on the front of the box, but yeah, uncovering the wonder book itself. There was a cool little dexterity element as well if you had to put your character mini on top of this dragon and flick it around to try and get it to a certain spot. Really, really enjoyed it. Great fun. Kites is a game that is coming up very soon from Floodgate Games. It is a cooperative game that kind of seems like it already exists. I don't think it does in any form, but it seems like it should have already been made. Sounds weird to say. There are a load of sand timers. They represent kites that we are flying in the sky. There are a load of cards. They have different kites on them. Lovely artwork by Beth Sobel. But they have symbols on them relating to the colour of kite that they are. So different colours. Some cards have multiple colours on them. On your turn, you play a card from your hand. You flip the sand timers represented by those colours. You draw a new card. That is it. The aim of the game is to go through the entire deck of cards without any of the sand timers running out. So all of the sand timers run at different speeds. The white sand timer is kind of the game timer. Any colour can flip that around. And so you are, you know, competing with the sand timers running out. You're trying to not let any of them run out, but you are restricted by the colours that you have. How fast do you want to go? Do you want to wait until, you know, you might only have like reds and orange, but the red and orange have just been flipped by the previous player? So do you wait a little bit on your turn because it's all in real time? Do you wait a little bit till they've gone down? But while you are waiting for those to be in a better position to be flipped, all the others are running out, so you can't just wait there forever until your perfect situation. Maybe you just want to flip something badly and hope that the next person has got enough things. It's yeah, it sounds like a fantastically, you know, it's such a simple system. There's stuff gets added onto it as well. That's kind of the basic game. There are a load of extra cards that can get put in that when you draw them, you have to play them on your next turn, and some flip all of the colours. Some mean that nobody can speak until, you know, the next event card is played. It sounds, yeah, right up my street, and I can't wait for that to come out. We played a full game of it because it's a very quick game. We didn't win, unfortunately, but hey, hopefully, when it gets to playthrough time, when it comes out, we'll be succeeding. I hope. Decorum is a cooperative game, a cooperative kind of incomplete information. You know, you're not allowed to communicate very much in this. It's, as it says on the cover, I think, a game of passive-aggressive cohabitation. So the theme of this game is that we live together in this house. You can see it up there, that big white house, and we're decorating it. There are different colours that the rooms can be painted. There are various types. There are 3 different types of things that can be put in the room. You know, there's like paintings and curios and lamps. And then each of those types has a colour corresponding to a style, you know, like retro and modern and stuff like that. So we are trying to, against the clock, decorate the house to our satisfaction. You can see my card at the bottom there. I think there's a bit of a better view. Oh, thanks, Streamlabs. Make it sideways. These pictures aren't sideways on mine. Can I temporarily make this not sideways? There we go. So here you go. This was Rach's. This is the demo scenario, by the way. These were Rach's conditions for what she wanted to do. So this is secret, we don't know what's on each other's card, and we can't talk about it, of course. So Rach wants the house to contain exactly 2 curios. The downstairs must contain more objects than upstairs. The house must not contain any green objects, and rooms that contain 1 or fewer objects must be painted red. At the same time, and the game does go up to 4 players, there are different scenarios based on the different player counts. Is that going back to the right thing? Oh, I think now we need to flip it back, don't we? And try and make it fit in the screen somehow. So at the same time, Rach has got those things. I don't have contradictory things necessarily. I won't have make sure everything's green if Rach's is make sure nothing's green. But I have cards that are like, there must be no curios downstairs. There must be no retro objects in the house. Every colour must be represented either by objects or a colour of the room. So of course, we can't talk to each other about this. Rach doesn't want any green objects. I want something of every colour, so I'm putting green things in there. All you're allowed to do on your turn, you can change the type of something, so it's still got to be a lamp, but you can put one of the other colours in there instead. You can add something to a room that wasn't there before, or you can remove something from a room. Or you can pass. You can say, I'm happy with the house, and you can do nothing on your turn. Of course, you being happy doesn't solve the game, because everyone's got to be happy. When you've done something, all the other players can say is, you can make your own variations of this, but basically the example we were given is, you can say, I love it, I hate it, or that's fine. And a kind of, the theme of the game is that it's this kind of passive-aggressive decorating game. So generally, especially in the start of the game, you will do something on your turn that probably fits in with your objectives, and the other player will say, I hate it. And then they will do something equally frustrating to you, and you will just say, I hate it. And gradually you're trying to work out, well, what is it that the other player wants? Are they saying, like, do they hate lamps? Do they not want lamps here? Do they just not want lamps downstairs? Is it green things? Do I keep putting a green lamp everywhere? And it's a really nice kind of cooperative deduction thing. You're just trying to get the house there. After so many turns, I think in the demo scenario, at least, it was after 15 turns, you can have like a meeting where you're allowed to share one of your objectives with each other. And then, every 5 turns after that, I think you're allowed to share some more to try and, if you're really finding it difficult to get you over the hump. But there is a scoring system if you're bothered about that as well. Yeah, really, really enjoyed that. And I think that is available now. So yeah, I'd like to get my hands on that. Oh, James, you got the deluxe version of it. What's the deluxe version? Now I feel like I'm missing out. I've seen a standard version. Maybe I should be trying to get the deluxe edition. Was that available? Was that at the UK Games Expo? Oh, you posted, didn't you, what you had, and then all the pictures disappeared. I can't see where that's gone now. Oh, Planet Unknown as well. Is everyone enjoying Planet Unknown that's got it? I think I'm getting a copy at some point vaguely soon. But yeah, I had the prototype and did a Kickstarter video. I loved it. Obviously, you bought Scout, Mini Rogue, played Mini Rogue, Shamans, Sobek 2-player, Living Forest, Decorum, First Rat, Ares Expedition, Switch Signal, and Great Plains. I've played some of them. Hopefully get to Ares Expedition at some point. It has acrylic pieces. Ooh, lovely. Yeah, I think I've ordered a standard edition because I didn't know there was a deluxe edition. I really enjoyed our demo of it though. Yeah, we played like a demo specific scenario as well that was probably a bit easier. Later on, the conditions, and there can be extra restrictions as well. Like if you put a lamp in a room, it's also got to have this in a room, or if you put this colour in, it's got to have this other thing. But just from the demo scenarios, really enjoyed it. Hey, there's a Five Guys next to the NEC. You don't have to only have Subway every day. You don't have to pay the ridiculously high prices of the NEC, which to be honest isn't very nice. The benefit of the NEC, it's a place we can get to. It's like an hour, just over an hour away from where we live, whereas most things that are down south, ages and ages away for us. I know, yeah, relatively. Depending on the country that you're in, it might not seem like a huge distance. But yeah, the NEC is quite central for us. In most other respects, though, it's not a great place. It's kind of dirty. Like, Essen's like 10 times bigger, and I wouldn't say it's spotless, but hey, they do a better job. I'm not blaming the staff. Hey, the people that run the NEC, get more staff and give them more money. pay them more. This is the bring and buy. Yeah, as I mentioned, we sold a load of kind of things that have been, I wouldn't say hanging around. I've had to, inspired by people in the Discord. Steve getting rid of a load of his games. I've had to make some tough decisions. Basically, it happened when we moved as well a little bit, that a lot of the stuff that I have to cut down on just for space reasons, just looking around this room, it kind of looks neat just seeing a couple of shelves of it. But yeah, generally, there's boxes everywhere, and hopefully it will all fit on the shelves now. Now we're back and we've decompressed a little bit, can fill up the shelves and see how much space there is for things, because hey, it was tough. And I think did I bring the boxes up? Oh, they'll be in the vote, the things that I came back with. There was also, as well as, you know, it's great kind of seeing people. It's stressful being around a lot, like a huge crowd. I want to say kind of like in general, like it kind of, because it's after, you know, the lockdowns and all that stuff. It's been like nearly 3 years. I did go to, you know, it was the UK Games Expo 3 years ago. I did go to Essen that year, so it's not quite been 3 years. But hey, it's strange being in such huge crowds. But I would say kind of pre-pandemic. I don't do particularly well with that kind of thing anyway. Like it's it's kind of daunting. It's anxiety-inducing. It's stressful. It's fun in bursts. But I think Friday as well has historically been like a kind of less busy day, not as quiet as the Sunday, but I think it usually isn't on a bank holiday. It was on a bank holiday this year, and so our plan of let's go to a Friday and Sunday, Friday ended up being the busiest day, so maybe that played into it as well. And yeah, I think I missed like some things that I meant to go and check out. Like I only really got into like the bring and buy to have a look at games that were for sale there in the really kind of less busy times. There were huge queues to get in there, and I've heard tell of some fantastic bargains that people got in there. I kind of had a look and restrained myself a little bit. We'll talk about one in the vote actually. One of the things that I got from the bring and buy. James, you like going to the World Ends pub? Yeah, that's one thing. I think partly from commuting, because we don't really. It's expensive. Kind of, I don't want to say, is it commuting? It's expensive driving there for the 2 days, even though it's only like an hour away. It's a lot of petrol when petrol costs a fortune here, and it's a lot of parking when parking costs a fortune there. But I think compared to the hotels, it was loads cheaper. But yeah, we do kind of miss out, I guess, on the kind of aspect of going somewhere and playing a load of games. We did play a couple of games after Friday with a friend that had gone. But yeah, maybe we should do some more of that. I always think that kind of at home after the thing, but when I'm there, I'm just stressed out. But yeah, we've never gone to Resort World before. I assume that's always been there and always been an option every time that we've been there, and just been like, I mean, Subway's fine, but hey, it's not Five Guys. Five Guys is delicious, and I am, as much as I love it, I am very glad that there is not one closer than an hour away, because as beautiful as Five Guys is, it costs a fortune, and I'm glad to not be anywhere near that temptation generally. There's like a deluxe edition of Planet Unknown. The Lazy Susan is different, player board's thicker, resources nicer. Oh, I don't know which one I'm getting, but hopefully, if it's still got a Lazy Susan, I'm happy with that. Yeah, the bring and buy was like massive. So like it's great. It's kind of, it's still hard to see stuff even with those shelves there, but I think it's a better system than it used to just be tables and the games were all stacked sideways on the tables, and it seemed like, you know, there was stuff on top of things, there were things falling over all the time. That seemed better this year because they're on these shelves. Easier to see. There are some sections as well that's like things didn't always stick to their sections, but yeah, it's I did go in when it was a bit busier, because you couldn't go in with a bag, so luckily Rach was willing to stand outside and hold the bag for a bit. But yeah, I didn't spend much time in there because it was kind of, there were so many people in there that I thought I can't really get to stuff in here, and hey, I shouldn't be tempting myself with getting more games. I thought the aim was to come back with less. Oh, James, your brother got Fury of Dracula 3rd edition. Nice. Yeah, I hope you can make it to the Expo, Monica. Right, what is coming up next? Are there any more pictures? I feel like this is general Expo pictures now, and we've stopped talking about games that we played there. Yes, I think so. So that means it is time to go to June, the thing that we're in, and votes. Let me get all of this up. So, you don't have to do it for votes, but just in general, the channel and practically everything that happens on it, the reason that I am able to be here today doing this, and Thursday and Friday and tomorrow filming a load of things, the reason I'll be able to do any of it is thanks to patreon.com/slickerdrips. I will eventually be able to afford a course that will teach me which way to point. But yeah, patreon.com/slickerdrips. You can see it in the corner of the screen down there. Or if you don't want to join up on there, there's Ko-fi. If you would like to support me in that way, it makes all of it happen, and it's massively appreciated. One of the things that you can get for being on Patreon is the vote, which generally we do about. It's a bit later this month because I thought, in case I get stuff at the Expo, let's do it after the Expo. But yeah, around the beginning of every month we do a vote that will determine the things that get filmed, the order in which they get filmed. I'll try and do as many as I can, and depending on the Expo ate up a lot of May, to be honest, and the how to play videos as well, which will come out sooner or later. I know I keep going on about them, but yeah, I'm gonna try and do 1 or 2 more from May, but the June options for everyone at the voter tier or above. Where's my browser button? There it is. Oh, you sell your games at an auction during a game event. What event is that? I'd like it to be an auction. I think there's sometimes like reverse charity auctions at the UK Games Expo. But yeah, the bring and buy is very effective. It's just because it's so busy as well. It's selling games, but it's kind of it's a once in a year thing, or once every 3 years at the moment. There is a bring and buy, I think, at Aircon, and there was definitely one at the first GridCon. We couldn't make it to the second one. We will be going to the third one, though. I'm going to cover Carnegie. Maybe. It's up to you, that is. Well, maybe we'll be talking about it in a sec. Have I gotten Hippocrates and Stroganoff yet? I have not. I have been... I don't know if it will happen, but there has been mention of maybe doing Hippocrates in the future. I'm not sure when, but yeah, I've recently been in touch a little bit with Game Brewer, and I'd love to, because is Hippocrates Alan Orban on the topic of toit designers. I should be talking about architects and stuff, but hey, let's talk about all of these things. Yes, I remember, because I only looked it up like 5 days ago. I should remember, right? Yeah, it's designed by Alan Orban, who always try and keep track of what the designers of Toit got up to. I think together they did Tournay as well, right? They did Toit and Black Angel, and Toit Dice, of course. Yeah, and they did Tournay as well. Yeah, I'm up for it. Anything by the Toit designers, and anything mildly Euro-y, really. The vote. Architects of the West Kingdom. Yes, we are, for I feel like the millionth month running, we are doing something West Kingdom-y again. I hope. Works of Wonder, the latest expansion for Architects of the West Kingdom. Got my Kickstarter copy, got delivered. It's still sealed. There are loads of these. I have them and they are sealed. Help that not be reality. Help them get opened. So, amongst other things, different card types, different elements, I'm sure, get added. There's a playmat as well, but also included in this expansion is an entirely new solo system with 6 unique opponents to compete against. That's the thing that is on my radar the most, because yeah, Architects, I kind of repeating myself, Architects is kind of not a game that I'd really like to play multiplayer, as mild as the interaction is between players, and yeah, not always necessarily negative. Yeah, it's not something I want to play. But solo, enjoy it. Co-op, really enjoy it. Maybe with this new solo mode, will it join the ranks of Paladins and Viscounts? I really enjoyed Architect, but yeah, Viscounts and Paladins are always competing for the top spot. Yeah, are you telling me that it's not about hippos in crates? Because I might have to cancel my interest. Selenia is really, really good. Like, I have to say that as much as I love Twa, and it does share a mechanism, kind of, I wasn't really into Black Angel that much. Didn't enjoy the multiplayer game that I had of it, and the solo games didn't excite me that much either. But Selenia, really enjoyed, which is also like, yeah, shares a mechanism with Black Angel. Next up, Longshot, the dice game, which I've heard a load of mentions of, but then couldn't get hold of it. This is a betting dice push your luck game where there are horses. I don't think it's a kind of particular roll and write thing, but there are horses racing on a horse track. You use special abilities. You will roll dice to influence the movement of those horses, and as soon as 3 horses cross the finish line, we work up all of the winnings and stuff, and you're trying to get the most money. It's a lighter dice game. It plays up to 8 players. There's a solo mode apparently. I finally got hold of a copy because they had a load at the Expo, as it turns out. So yeah, would you like to see some Longshot, the dice game, which apparently re-implements Longshot? I haven't played Longshot. Oh, you can't see that bit of the page. It re-implements Longshot. Legacy of me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to knowing more about that as well. Hopefully, like, that's on Kickstarter in the next few months, right? I think. I until it's here, hey, it's not concrete, but I think maybe I might be doing a video for that. I hope anyway. I've got my fingers and toes crossed because, yeah, anything Garfield at this point, and especially the solo games. Yeah, the pictures on Twitter looked gorgeous. So Longshot, the dice game, you can vote for that. Wonderbook. We talked about it. I've kind of cut the pictures off, haven't I? Trying to cut off all the top of Board Game Geek and the sign in and stuff bar at the top. I've kind of cut off the top of the boxes. That won't do. There you go. So yeah, Wonderbook. Lighter cooperative dungeon crawl kind of game in this 3D pop-up book, playing over multiple chapters. Would you like to see some Wonderbook? You've already heard me say we played through chapter 1. We really enjoyed it. Yeah, Kickstarter in August. That sounds about right, doesn't it? Yeah, would you like to see some Wonderbook? Because we'd like to play some. I'm sure Rach would like to read some story out. Not the newest things, but 2 things I did buy at the Expo are some Button Shy games. I think they come from is it Quinid Games? Publish like the little box versions rather than the wallets. But yeah, I've got Circle the Wagons, kind of revisiting Steve Aramini games. I've played Sprawlopolis and really love it. I don't think I've ever filmed it. But yeah, I've picked up Circle the Wagons and Agropolis, which is a standalone sequel to Sprawlopolis. I have got Agropolis in the wallet now, so none of it matches now. I want all the wallet ones. I suppose I can't really see those on the table. But yeah, would you like to see these? They work fantastically. Sprawlopolis is, you can play it multiplayer, but it's kind of a solo game at heart. You kind of share the decisions. All of the Button Shy ones look gorgeous. They all is it like 18 cards or something like that? Really, really small games, but do a lot with those components. They look great. I think, what have I got? I've got Sprawlopolis and I've got Tussie Mussy so far. But hey, now I've added 2 to that. Would you like to see them in playthrough form? They're quite short games. So if they get enough votes, I can see them happening. Oh, I forgot to mention, like, there's, as well as the games and stuff, loads of the accessory stands. If we just had an unlimited supply of money, we would be coming back with practically everything. But I think Rach got like a bath bomb that's got like a dice set in it, and like a D20 soap that's got a dice in it, and she got like this really nice kind of fox cover for a Kindle, and also Rach has got all of the business cards of these people in her purse, unfortunately, so I can't remember everyone, but this one I can. I've got this new stand-up dice bag, which is great for when you're trying to film games and you don't want the bag falling over all over the place. And the new, potentially, it takes up more space on the table, but our latest dice tray, Evolution dice tray, and they are both by Lunar Lines. Which has some amazing stuff in there. But we got those. Thought we should mention them as well. Right. What did I say? Agropolis. Yes, next up. Onto the kind of, should I get these? If they get enough votes, I will order them. If they've got enough votes when I click on the Patreon page in a minute, I'll order them now. But yeah, I haven't checked the votes since I started the stream. Carnegie. It was a really successful Kickstarter. It's Xavier Georges, who is one of the designers. Check I'm not lying about this. He's one of the designers of Trois. Many other things, but yeah, Ginkopolis, they really lauded things on his by his own right, but Trois, come on, it's one of my favourite games of ever. And the art is Ian O'Toole, always impeccable work. It looks very Euro-y. I've kind of read a load of comparisons to Vital Lacerda games, that it's a kind of lighter Vital Lacerda game, but then I read a load of things saying that's like, that's nonsense. It's not like one. I am just expecting lovely Euro-y goodness. It looks quite crunchy as well. I suppose a lighter Vital Lacerda game would still be quite a heavy game, but yeah, if the board game geek weight rating is to be believed, I think Paul at Gaming Rules has done a playthrough as well, which I'll have to watch. But it sounds up my street. Are you interested in seeing stuff about it? James requested First Rat that, yeah, had passed me by. I'd overlooked. It's new from Pegasus Spiel, and it's designed by Gabriele Ociello, but also Virginio Gili, who is the co-designer of a lot of stuff that I enjoy, like Grand Austria Hotel, Lorenzo Il Magnifico, Coimbra, Alma Mater. A load of things that I'm sure I would find by clicking See More. It looks like a bit of a lighter game, and I'm just going by the Board Game Geek rating just from this. But we are doing set collection to send rats to the moon, basically, is what this sounds like. And it supports solo too. Hey, it sounds good to me. It's on here. Living Forest. Hey, that's also got a solo mode. Use the powers of your animal guardians to protect the living forest. Also requested by James. I like the look of it though. Yeah, you can. By the way, I say this in the Patreon post all the time. If you see a game and I'm not going on about it already, then let me know. There's a good chance that it's passed me by. A Kennespiel de Jar nominee. You're a nature spirit trying to save the forest and its sacred tree from the flames of Onibi. You are not alone in your mission, as the animal guardians have come together to lend you a hand around the circle of spirits where you progress. Each turn they bring you valuable elements, so try to combine your team of animal guardians as best as possible to carry out your actions. But be careful, because some are lonely and do not like to be mixed with others. There's deck building, there's push your luck. There's a race element. Oh, Rachel really like that in multiplayer as well. It looks gorgeous. That's pretty much, every board game does. Is it meant to be similar to Meadows? We really enjoyed Meadow. Oh, and you download some extra solo mode rules. But maybe, hey, I'm not like, if it's important to you in the vote as well, let me know in the comments if you're like, I'm voting for this, but I want to see a multiplayer video or I want to see a solo video. Let me know. And there's something else I want to know about for one of these games as well. Decorum. I won't go on about it again. I talked about it earlier. A cooperative kind of deduction game where we have different goals for how we want a house to be decorated, but we can't tell each other those goals, and we can only say, I love it, I hate it. We played a demo at the UK Games Expo and loved it. Do you want to see a playthrough? Do you want to see me and Rach try and passive-aggressively decorate a house? A Living Forest has got similar mechanisms to Mystic Vale, not Meadow. Well, I love Mystic Vale. I would say more than Meadow. I really enjoyed Meadow. But yeah, that's... maybe I'll just put that on. There's a good chance that I will see the vote and think, no, really, maybe Living Forest's got like 1 vote. Maybe only James has voted for it so far. And now I've heard Mystic Vale, I'm just going to click. Yeah, we'll grab hold of that. A couple of Roland rights that I think sold out, or we missed out on the last day, kind of thinking on the Friday, well, that looks cool, but we'll pick that up on the Sunday. And when it came round to the Sunday, we couldn't find them. Rustling Leaves from designer Paolo Mori, who I always have to click to check these things, but he designed, amongst other things, Augustus, right? Which I know, like Libertalia, Blitzkrieg, bigger things more recently, but always remember Augustus because it's one of Rach's favourite games ever. And this is a roll and write through the seasons. There is a theme sheet for every season with different rules. The numbers on the dice reveal the side lengths of the area marked on the game sheet. In this area, a forest symbol is selected that is included in the scoring. Whoever collects the most points wins. Okay, I'm confused, but would you like to see some Rustling Leaves? Let's unravel the mystery of what Rustling Leaves is about. Do you want to see some roll and writes, basically? Let's go into 2020. I thought it was new for the Expo. This you might know as Let's Make a Buzz Route. There you go, re-implements Let's Make a Buzz Route, which I have not played. I didn't know where to get a copy from. It's now a lot more available. It's been published by ELO as Get On Board, New York and London. It's a flip and fill game where we are trying to make bus routes. I don't think has it got all this stuff in it? Oh, wow. We're not just drawing, we're placing components down. Or has someone like deluxeified their copy? Oh, wow. Even nicer if it's got all of these sticks and things. Okay, you've got 12 rounds to build the best buzz line in town. Each round reveals a new card that shows each player the route shape they must complete. Place your bus accordingly on the central board. Take the passengers where they want to go by connecting them and their destination to your bus line. Avoid traffic and gain as many victory points as possible. Sounds good to me. I am on board. Next up is kind of, yes, things I've picked up recently. One at the Expo, but looking back at some stuff. Would you like to see, I'm interested to see what the response is and how long I can just keep spinning out before I click on what the game is. Arkham Horror 2nd edition. I did a playthrough for Arkham Horror 3rd edition, which, you know, smoothed out and really improved the kind of the gameplay, the playtime, the table space, the experience in general. But there is something about how kind of ridiculous and clunky and enormous Arkham Horror 2nd edition is, and the kind of extra affection that I have for, like, it's excluding World of Warcraft, the board game, which will be excised from the story because I can't get that, it's worth too much money. It's like the second modern game I ever bought, years and years and years before, you know, we got to play and I got to making videos not long after that. But yeah, way back when, really on board with the idea of a game punishing you and being impossible to win, roaming around an enormous board, this ridiculous city with tons of decks of cards, tons of things to fight. It all seems impossible. It's quite a heavy game because it's so fiddly. But there is something about all of these rough edges and clunkiness that, yeah, maybe it's just nostalgia and rose-tinted glasses. I am fully prepared to accept that. But I saw a very cheap copy available and grabbed it. Would you like to see some Arkham Horror? Or something the only thing I think I picked up at the Bring 'em By at the UK Games Expo. I've always heard, you know, this improved the experience loads. It was a much better game. You can still get the expansions. You know, Arkham Horror, I'd love to say, oh, I've got all of these expansions for it. They're like £100 each. They're really rare. I suppose because 2005 this came out. But I got Eldritch Horror at the Bring 'em By. And would you like to see that? So the same theme, except I think now we're taking on Cthulhu things around the world. Now, since the expansions are, I think at least most of them are still in print, if there are any Eldritch fans, hopefully you want to see a playthrough of it. I'd like to do an Arkham one as well, just to kind of fill in the gap and reminisce, really. But yeah, I am keen to see what Eldritch changes and adds. But there are expansions available. If you are aficionados, do I need any of those expansions? I've put two different options on the vote, actually. Do I just need it? Like, you could just play Eldritch as it is, go for it, don't worry about it. Or is there an essential expansion or two that I should try and look out for first? Yeah, if you vote for that option, please tell me which expansion, because I'll look into it as well. But yeah, I have always heard this improved the experience, but I kind of stubbornly always was like, no, I'll stick to Arkham Horror, and then eventually just thought, I'm not going to want to play Arkham Horror again. Let's sell that, and now I'm buying it back. But there we go. They are the many, many options. Some I have and are waiting to be ripped into. Some are waiting to be ordered. Some I'll look at the vote in, I should probably wait a day or two, right? But then I will get onto board game prices and see where I'm going to be ordering. See which shop has got the most of those things. But yeah, you can go on Patreon now. The post is up, and you can vote for as many as those things as you like. And tell me what you want filmed the most and what you want me to get the most. Looking ahead, am I going to cover anticipated from Gen Con in a few months' time? I should, yeah. Please remind me if I don't mention it anytime soon. Gen Con's end of August, is it? I think it's in August, right? Yeah, I always used to do that, and I haven't done it for quite a while, it feels like. I want to do that. I should do that, because there's going to be at least a few things that I'm really excited about, right? And there's probably going to be a few S&E things teased there. Yeah, I should do that. What else was I going to say about Gen Con? I can't remember. Oh yeah, if it's late in August, I might have to do an early one, because, hey, there may be a holiday on the books, which is also an alien and baffling thing, because they haven't happened in forever, have they? Early August. Perfect, then. Yes, I'll do that. So I should do that towards the end of July. Right, I'll do that. Genway, I am... You are the official reminder of me to make sure I do that video. Yeah, hopefully. Have you got room to take all? Oh, you're going to Gen Con. Yeah, please take all of us. I've never been to Gen Con, and it's not on the cards for this one, certainly, or in the near future. But hey, I'd love to go to an American convention at some point. But who knows? Who knows if I'm even making it to Essen? What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, the expansion for Manhattan Energy Empire. I have it. It did kind of... I don't know, I mentioned like the votes, not as many things got done from the vote in May, because the Expo and getting ready for the Expo and filming the kind of, what did I do? Dice Theme Park, Eternal Palace, Gutenberg. You know, two of them were like filmed and edited playthroughs, and I did how to plays for two of them as well. They ate up a lot of time, more time than I was expecting. I still think like it came out well, I think, but yeah. Not as many things got done from the vote as I would like. And I think one of the things that's like next up is Scythe Rise of Fenris. That's why that's going to be next. That's going to be on the table tomorrow, I hope. And I'm going to film something for that. But I think after that, it was Manhattan Project, Energy Empire, Cold War, the expansion I've been excited about for ages. I'm going to go... hey, let's not look at... I'm not going to refresh the vote post. Let's find out about that in a bit. But I'm going to find the May vote post and just see that was tying with something. Internet, hey, it's slow. So yeah, Viticulture World got done. Three Sisters got done. Scythe the Rise of Fenris is next, and then all tied were Energy Empire Cold War, I really want to do, Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition, which is still sealed downstairs, and The Gallerist again. I'm really pleased that got a load of votes. We should be able to do The Gallerist, right? We should be able to do The Gallerist next week, even with all of the extra stuff. Let's try and make sure we do that. But yeah, there's a new solo mode. There's it's modular, isn't it? It adds a load of new things to Energy Empire, which I absolutely loved anyway. And we kind of revisited, didn't we? Not too long ago. I think about 6 weeks ago. I did a new playthrough for that. But yeah, I want to try and it's tough that I want to do all of the things and have time for it, but I also want to try and make the things better. I want to try and have more time to not just do the playthroughs in general, because they kind of take as long as they'll take, especially the filmed and edited ones. They take as long as they take, which is often a long time. But also the kind of, I would like more time to be kind of learning and playing these games beforehand so that the actual play is a bit better. I don't know if it's, maybe it's just me being paranoid. Yeah, I feel like in general, and I did talk about this in the New Year video, in December or January, saying I did so many videos last year. I need to cut back on that because it's too many. And I think I said that and then didn't. Then just still did loads and loads of videos. And I would like to not cut it down so there's nothing, but get some kind of schedule and some kind of regularity. So that, yeah, there's more time to learn these things and absorb them a bit more, rather than sometimes it will just have to be hey, here's a live stream of me playing it for the first time. And I think they're fun too, and there's room for that. But especially for the film things, I'd like them to be I'd like to be in less of a rush doing it. And I'd also like to build up some things as well. Have a kind of few in the bank, especially if we need to go somewhere, every now and then we go and visit Rach's grandma and stuff. And so if I'm away for a few days, it's nice to have one kind of in the bank so a video still happens when I'm not here. And if we do end up going on holiday, it'd be nice to have videos just automatically put themselves out, wouldn't it? Hey Stubbsy, how's it going? Oh, thank you for joining me. I'm sorry you didn't see us at Expo. I think this time somebody mentioned it to me, I think on Sunday or something, and it seemed because I know other people do it, it seemed so obvious. And I think I've done it in the past, I've joined Paul for meetups and he's done a kind of, incorporated me into the Gaming Rules meetup. So it's the Gaming Rules and Slickerdrips and others meetup. I should have just done something, even if it was just, I'm going to be at this place. We're going to be at, what was it, the World's End bar. It was also, we're going to be in Five Guys, even if we had just said that. Yeah, I should have done something like that, because, yeah, we almost managed to meet James on Sunday, but hey, Wi-Fi and running around stopped there. I think, we are always in the halls. We didn't, apart from the couple of times of going back to the car, generally this year we were going round and round the halls, sometimes meetings, but generally looking at stuff, playing and stuff. It's just if you're running around too, it's unlikely we'll meet you. But I need to, yeah, I don't know whether I'm going to Essen, but we will be going to the next UK Games Expo. I need to organise something like that for next time, but it would be nice to do something for Essen as well. I need a nudge basically and just get forced to go to Essen. Because as kind of anxiety-inducing as going anywhere is, especially kind of overseas travel and all of that stuff on my own, and being an enormous convention on my own and navigating all of that, carrying a load of stuff that I'm far too weak to carry for a weekend, all of those kind of things should really pale to the experience of Essen. But yeah, there is something kind of about me where I don't really seem to experience things properly and don't seem to make the most out of them in that way. But we should do something, definitely, for future things. What was I saying? Yeah, I want to go to Aircon, which I do say every single year, and then something always happens. Hey, one time it was a pandemic, that's not my fault. But generally, yeah. UK Games Expo, we're definitely, hey Rach, we're definitely going to GridCon. Is that November?
Didn't get that. Could you try again?
Siri's not happy with that. So change the... I need to change it to both of us. Let's... Hang on a minute. Let's change the... Let's get these round edges off the face camera. Where is she? There she is. Oh, this works perfectly because we don't need the game boxes on the screen anymore. But yeah, we should go to an aircon as well. I always hear how great they are. Doing March Rach.
What's that?
Aircon. And like GridCon especially, but aircon too is more like a casual playing games thing, right? Whereas UK Games Expo is more in the essence vein of buying games, which I also love. But hey, yeah, Rach is going to see if she can coax Marty up here a little bit. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, we should do some kind of meetup thing. So what do I need to remember? Do an anticipated Gen Con video in July. If you're going to a convention, probably see if other people are going and try and organise things. I did see some people throughout the weekend. We should probably organise something like that beforehand. There are a load of games going into the votes. I looked in the votes, didn't I? Saw what might have been coming up. He wasn't keen on being in his spot range.
Well, he can be here for a second.
There you go. Desperate to leave. But here he is for just a little bit. I've been showing off... I didn't know who made the soaps and things, but I've been showing off our acquisitions from the Expo range. Our non-game acquisitions. Come over this side, Marty. Come in front of the camera. Come on. There might be food in my hand. No, he's not on camera there. There you go. You see his tail.
Mm-hmm. Aye.
Yeah, I don't think he's been in a playthrough for ages.
There is a grumpy pants. Grumpy puss.
I Stubbsy just watched the Russian Railroads videos and took the plunge to buy Ultimate. I have not got a copy of Ultimate yet. Maybe I should. I can't edit the votes, unfortunately. This is why I should do the votes after the stream, because what else did we mention that should go in the vote of whether I should buy it or not? There's something I've already forgotten from earlier, but Ultimate Railroad should be one. I had requested a copy, but I haven't heard back about it to the point where it was a few weeks ago. I assume I'm not hearing back about it. So yeah, if you want to see, if enough people want to see Asian Railroads, which is the new expansion for Russian Railroads that's exclusive to the Ultimate Railroads collection, that would be enough excuse to pick it up. Like, so far, I've stopped myself from generally buying a lot of games. And we do have, like, it's a German copy, and I think it might have German expansions in. The game is pretty much language independent, so that doesn't matter. But yeah, because I've got Russian Railroads and German and American Railroads, I've so far held off from getting Ultimate. I don't think Asian Railroads is going to be available separately. But yeah, has it got other stuff in it? Like, if you're just getting Russian Railroads for the first time now, then it's perfect, right? It's a pretty cheap way of getting stuff that generally has been completely out of print, right, for ages. How much? But it's something that I should have put in the vote. If we were putting stuff in there that was, should I get this thing? How much is Ultimate Railroads? $89.89. Well, we saw it for £88 once at the Expo, didn't we? Should have got it. But yeah, it is because I've got like everything except Asian Railroads. I haven't so far, but I should remember and put that in a future vote and see if loads of people want to see a playthrough of it, and maybe you do, because like maybe other people would want to see Asian Railroads and see if it's worth them just getting Ultimate for that new expansion. Terra Mystica Solo Mode is another one that a request went out into the wild, but has not come back. I think, yeah, there was like a Terra Mystica big box, and it was for that, because I haven't got the game either. So, yeah, I could do Terra Mystica. I need to make a list of all of these things for a future vote.
It'll be in the chat.
Yeah.
To go back through the chat.
Oh yeah, I'll have to go back through the videos. I'm gonna. Is there a Discord? Is there a bit in the Discord? If not, there needs to be a channel of request things in the Discord, and I'll remember to put these things in the next vote. Or if you reply or thumb the thing in Discord enough, I'll get it. Well, to a point. I can't afford all of the games. There isn't like a. You know, I'm making a new channel right now in Discord, which, if you're a patron, you get immediate access to the Discord. Game requests. Maybe I need to put a description and stuff in there. But so I remember for future votes. So Ultimate, Railroads. There was something from earlier that I'm forgetting. Ultimate Railroads, Terra Mystica, Solo Mode. Sorry if everyone's getting a load of notifications now from me making a channel that probably everyone's automatically subscribed to. I'm going to see if I can just scroll quickly through the chat and see a game that got mentioned that I didn't get. Maybe it was Hippocrates.
Nah.
No, that's where we talked about that. I'm just trying to think of it. Rach, James has got a deluxe edition of Decorum that's got acrylic pieces. I don't think
Well done.
I don't think we can get a deluxe edition of Decorum.
£42.
Maybe it was the deluxe edition we were seeing at the Expo. Yeah, we could only see copies. There were a couple of places that had it still in stock that were £42. We didn't get it, but hey, there's always the future. Maybe I'm just imagining it, and there isn't a game. Kieran, I'm sorry, I forgot to reply to you ages ago. I have not played Sniper Elite. David Turchy's done the solo mode, hasn't he? I'm intrigued though. I would definitely be interested in playing some Sniper Elite. Sniper Elite publisher. Ellen was watching Rach.
Oh.
Merchants of the Dark Road, that was it. So yeah, we could do something like these could be in future votes, but I think like if you're on Discord, you can hover over like a certain thing. Yeah, you can do thumbs up on things. Yeah, thumbs up those games if you're on Discord. Thumbs up those games, and we can have like a mini vote in there. Carnegie was one of them, but that is in the vote. I did remember to put that in the vote. Planet Unknown is on the way. Stroganoff, I will look into that. That sounds familiar. That sounds like something I've said I'll get in the past. Hippocrates will, like, there's talks about that. Maybe that will be on the way. But if not, it needs to go in that thing. But there are already a load of things in the vote. How is the vote doing? I said I wasn't going to look until after the stream, but what's getting some love? I think last time I looked, Get On Board was not getting much love. So what's winning? Architects of the West Kingdom. Good choice. Carnegie. It looks like Carnegie and First Rat might be getting gotten. Get On Board and Wonderbook not doing so well. And generally, people are saying Eldritch Horror, the base game is plenty. A few people have voted for Eldritch Horror, you should get an expansion. Oh, people have said Forsaken Law. I think I've got that. I think, was that the one that was included in the box? Yeah. I got it at the Bring and Buy. It had an expansion in it. So if that's the one that I should definitely get before I play it.
Quality bargain at the Bring and Buy.
Yeah. Just in there on the Sunday morning when everything got reduced. Let me have a look. Stroganoff. Hey, it plays solo, so even if we're fighting, I can fight an AI. Yeah, that should go on there. I'll put that on there. Stroganoff. I'm just the only person posted in the game request is me. I suppose the channel's only just existed now. But yeah, that should always have been a channel. If you ever fancy seeing a game and I'm not going on about it, hey, maybe I've missed out on it. Maybe it's on the way, or there have been talks, but maybe it's just passed me by. Or I've already talked about it and then forgotten, because there's a lot of games. There's a lot of games and I don't make enough lists of things. Rach, what was your Expo highlight?
Hollow Bowl.
Oh yeah, Rach really. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't get a screenshot of that. There's some videos of us in the arcade in the resort world. Rach trying to win some Jurassic Park dinosaurs at the claw game and not managing after many tries. I don't know what it was from Toy Story. It's
just called Bunny.
Is it? It's
from Toy Story 4.
I haven't seen that.
Absolutely gutted I didn't win a dinosaur.
Yeah,
absolutely gutted.
I won a bunny at the claw game on the second go.
Almost immediately.
I'm just saying.
Game wise, Wonderbook, loved that.
Wonderbook.
Also the Starship thing.
Starship Captains.
Yeah, that. I don't remember names.
Rach's highlights.
No, but I think everything that we played was quite good. Like the solar sphere was good.
Yeah.
Lovely artwork as well. I enjoyed that artwork.
Oh yeah, I didn't put a picture in of the. I didn't put a picture in of the. Like just the zoom in on the artwork of the characters. I think I got.
What the absolutely fantastic picture with absolutely no glare of the crew member I took. Awful photography.
Oh, did you take a very glary picture? Oh, this one.
Got a little shine at the top.
What is going on? Here we go. Thanks, Streamlabs. Can we get this picture any bigger? There we go. Oh.
Really enjoyed it. It'd be interesting. We only played half a game, but I absolutely stomped it. So
yeah, Rach won.
I was loving it anyway.
Rach won by a mile, but there's tons of lovely character artwork like that.
Everybody was focusing on the attacking the ships, so I decided to go for the area control.
Yeah, Rach is the only person that
absolutely stomped that.
Rach is the only person that did anything to the actual planet. We were all busy fighting pirates. But yeah, all in all, I think.
I don't even remember what else we played.
I think yeah. Kite. You enjoyed Kite. I don't think we played anything that you didn't enjoy, did we?
No.
We held off on.
There was something else that we played and I can't remember what it was. Maybe
we played 11.
Oh, 11, yeah.
Yeah.
11 was good.
11 Starship Captains, Kite, Decorum, Solar.
And again,
Sphere,
we didn't play a full game of 11, so that'll be interesting. We only played one.
Yeah, we played like a week, didn't we?
1 week.
So we saw all the different elements, but yeah, didn't play a season.
Starship, we played the full game. You stomped at that. But I got the same score. Well, I actually got half a point more, or a point more, than the other person playing. And then Tom was like 20 points more, so... There's a shocker.
Master
maybe
Starship Captain.
Maybe we got normal scores and Tom got the Tom score.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if whatever I did got like patched out. That's going to get edited out of the prototype, I'm sure.
But yeah, it was good fun. I think everything that we played was good fun. But Wonderbook especially, just like it seems really simple, but we were told that we were one of the only 2 groups that
won it.
That won, and of course we won.
Yeah.
Duh. But it was very good. It seems simple, but you know, there's going to be lots there to do. Lots of thinking. And
at the moment, only one person is voting for Wonderbook. So
look, if you want story time with Rach, that's perfect. That's all I'm going to say.
Let Rach win your round. Vote for Wonderbook. Yeah, I think you should start a blog, Monica. I would subscribe to it. I've got green pen all over me from playing with a pen. Soulsphere, yes, that I will be doing a rules video and probably a playthrough at some point in the near future. And there will be, like, Isle of Trains is going to come up on Kickstarter, a new edition with a load of new bits, like, you know, reimagined. Isle of Trains is coming up on Kickstarter next month, I want to say, from Dranda Games, the publisher of Solar Sphere. I'll be doing a Kickstarter playthrough for that. Moon from Sinister Fish and Hacken Gardener is, what was I going to say about it? I really enjoyed it. And that is getting Kickstarter playthrough'd for the Kickstarter that's at some point in the near future. Isla, we missed you as well. Yeah, I was saying that I think someone suggested it to me or asked if there was like a meetup or something on Sunday. And I realised we probably should have done that. Like, not necessarily like a big event, but we probably should have said, hey, everyone going to the expo, we're going to be here at this time. Even if,
I mean, you would have found us in Five Guys, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's what I said. Even if it was like in Five Guys, everyone see me pick out and eat a ridiculous amount of fries. But hey, you only Five Guys every so often. But yeah, next time we will try and organise something, because yeah, we met some people, but I think we didn't go on Saturday though. But you got a Slicker Drip shirt as well. Hey, I wouldn't have been the only person walking around in one. Yeah, are you going to GridCon? We will be at GridCon, and yeah, next time at the expo, we will be at the next expo, and maybe I'll be coaxed to Aston.
I think you'll end up going.
Right now, I feel like I'll end up going, but then like,
and then you go last minute. Oh, I'll go.
In a few weeks, I'll just be like, no, I really don't want to. But yeah, we will do some kind of actual meetup thing, even if it's just like a point that we will be at in the days, so we can meet up and have a chat, because it would be lovely. I'm going to play more Welcome to the Moon. I'd love to. Like, it's time, really. It's there. I'm always going to have it, and I'd like to see more of the campaign. But generally, it seems hard enough trying to get. It sounds silly, but it seems hard enough trying to get Hadrian's Wall in every month. Like anything else, it's just time. Everything takes too much time to make, to learn. But yeah, it's one that I would think about. I would like to do Seize the Bean as well. Like, we could do that. Different customers, different difficulties. We could do that as a kind of unofficial campaign. But Hadrian's Wall will be back on Thursday night as well. Come to Gen Con last minute. I would dread to think what flight. Where's Gen Con? I know America, but where in America is Gen Con? I forget. Indianapolis? Am I making that up? Gen Con. Oh, it's a type of dog collar. Indianapolis, yes. Right, what's that flight called? Skyscanner. This is apparently, I've never used it, but this is apparently the flight that you should use to find flights to places. Indianapolis.
The flight that you should use to find flights.
The website you should use. It's really weird that all the top results are telling me about this dog collar that's called Gen Con, rather than the convention. August. You can't see this, but I'm looking up. I'm sure that the answer is unaffordable, but let's say one adult economy. Yeah, I only want direct flights. Yeah, you can take me to nearby airports. Go on then. How much is a flight on the Wednesday? So like the day before.
Let's do a little game. Have a guess now.
Yeah, how much do you think a flight to Indianapolis?
30 seconds. I can't do the countdown.
From the Midlands is. Maybe it's cheaper than we think. I feel like it's at least like £1,000. Like a flight to Florida is huge. There aren't any flights that match your filters, really? My filters were go from Manchester to Indianapolis.
No, you have to do a stop, look.
Oh, there are no direct flights. Okay.
You have to do a stop.
There are no direct flights.
Wow. £1,000.
You have to change airport in New York. Yeah, cheapest flight. On that day, you could shift around the days, couldn't you? And, like, But I bet flights were maybe like increased. Whoa! If you go on the Thursday, it's like £2,000. Oh, it hasn't searched them all yet. Yeah, you could like adjust the days and stuff. If you just search Virgin Atlantic, their website, you can like go through the diary and pick the cheapest date. Whereas it doesn't seem like you can do that on Skyscanner. So yeah, there's no direct flight. You have to go New York.
£1,000.
Yeah, same. If you went on the Thursday, the same price.
16 hours. It'll take you to get there because you have to 14 hours.
So what is that like? Outbound. Yeah, wow. Yeah, leave Manchester at 1 p.m. Arrive.
It's 14 hours to get to New York.
No.
Yeah.
No, it takes 8 hours to get to. It takes 8 hours to get to New York, and then pretty much a 4-hour wait.
Long wait, it says.
And then you go out of, and you've got to get from New York John F. Kennedy to New York Newark. And then you go to Indianapolis from there. Hey, welcome to Flight Talk. And then pretty much the same flight back. Wow. Self-transfer as well. Like, it's up to you. You've got to get to that other airport. And that sounds rough. Does everyone go from... maybe from London. Maybe people flying out of London, straight to
from Manchester.
Indianapolis. Getting to London's probably easier than...
Yeah, but yeah, it'll be easy.
Let's change that. I love messing around with flights. London, any. Then I gotta go to London. Who wants to go to London? They don't even have a Millennium Dome. They put seats in it. They're not even showing the Blackadder film anymore. We're searching flights. It still looks very expensive. I guess, like, it's not particularly expensive. It's just the cost of a flight from England to America is very expensive. I was going to say right now, but just generally, it's always been...
Yeah, it has always been.
Whenever we've looked, it's been very expensive. I think, like, depending on... Like this, you want to go at a certain time because of the convention. Now, going from London is 12 hours rather than 14 hours.
But it does cost more.
Yeah. It costs a couple of £100 more. Don't take me to the actual airlines page. I just want to see... 7 hour 50. Oh, we go to Toronto. I get to go to YYZ. And then 3 hours wait in Toronto. I'd like to see Canada. Yeah, but you wait in that airport for 3 hours rather than finding your way around New York. Maybe like I assume JFK and Newark aren't like nearby to each other. So imagine that as a stop off. You've got 4 hours to do it, but having never been to New York before, you've got to find your way around to like a different place. Yeah, we'll go to a convention in Norway.
Yeah, the cost of going to Gen Con is just insane. And then you'd have to have your hotel costs.
Yeah, that's not even like... I'm sure kind of because...
It's basically a holiday. The price of a holiday.
Yeah, because it's that way for Essen and the UK Games Expo that understandably demand for hotels is high. Price of hotels is incredibly high. Although I think probably because of the time when lockdowns were still a bit uncertain, I think hotels were actually quite cheap. The Essen just gone, 2021.
I bet they're back up now.
They might be back up. I don't know. But yeah, I need to talk to Paul and see what he's done because he found somewhere. I think like a Holiday Inn as well. Not even like far from Essen. He found somewhere fairly cheap. And then once it's booked, you've got to go. But hey, that's all for the future then. So this is generally the reasons I'm not going to Gen Con this year, or maybe no year. Hey Gen Con, do you like my videos? I'm sure about 20 people would really be pleased if I was there. That's enough to pay for a ticket, right? Make me a guest of honor. Yeah, I imagine it's similar, right? A flight from the US to Essen is quite a big thing. And like, I said that like places like the whole Dice Tower going to Essen from the States and shipping back pallets and pallets of games. It must cost a fortune. Like, it's a business expense, right? But hey, I don't have that many expenses available. So, I think we'll leave it there. Yeah, come to the UK Games Expo. We'll be there. Come to GridCon. Make that the UK convention. One day, well, I say one day. I don't know if we ever will. I would like to go to a US convention. I would like to go to Toronto Airport. It makes the noise.
Specifically, Toronto.
It makes the noise. It makes the noise like in YYZ. That's why it's got that beat. It's like the signal of what YYZ is. There's a situation where, yeah, I think as well. Like if you weren't dead set on dates, like some of these flights can be next to nothing. But yeah, I wonder if the flights get more expensive knowing that there's like a convention, just because more people will buy flights to Indianapolis on those dates because the convention is happening. Who knows? Definitely not for now though. Hey, we'll do something one day. I don't know where. I don't know when, but it'll be great, won't it? Thank you everyone for being here for this extra long chat. We got a bonus Rach segment at the end. The vote is on Patreon, not Kickstarter. The vote is on Patreon now. If you're a patron, hey, cast your vote and stuff. Rach would like you to vote for Wonderbook most of all.
You can vote for whatever you want.
If you're not a patron and you would like to be, patreon.com/slickerdrips. I would really like you to be. There's a link in the description, I think, as well. It supports everything that we do, and I'd like to keep doing it. So yeah, thank you everyone for being here for Flight Talk, and I will be back on Thursday night. I'll be doing Hadrian's Wall, the next solo chapter of Hadrian's Wall. Are you going to join me for that, Rach?
No.
We'll catch you up on Hadrian's Wall.
I've got many reports to write.
Yeah, Rach has got teacher things to do for this week at least. But we'll be having a Friday stream at some point soon.
Oh, we're not going this Friday.
No, we have not, Rach. You've been let off. We'll be back for something soon. Hopefully, maybe there's going to be a Wonderbook one. A solo con where everyone has their own table and plays their game solo and we can meet up and chat. That would be cool. We can have
a con for people that don't like to be social.
We can have a race through the Hadrian's Wall campaign. But yes, thank you everyone. I will see you on Thursday. I'm looking forward to seeing what you pick in the votes. Cast your votes. You can vote for as many things as you like. And you can let me know anywhere, really. You don't have to be on Discord if you don't want. You can tell me on Patreon or Board Game Geek or in the comments to this video. Games that you would like to see that I haven't talked about in this. Thank you everyone for being here though, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye. Bye. Bye.